In this video, we are going to talk about the most powerful military in the world. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. A strong army, navy and air force are essential for a country's safety and security. As a result, they are allocated a considerable portion of the budget. There is a global endeavor to strengthen external forces, avert foreign invasions, and protect their countries. The United States has the most powerful military force in the world, according to a list of the world's most powerful militaries. Number 10. Pakistan Army. The Pakistan Army was established in 1947, following Pakistan's independence from the British Empire. The army has over 560,000 active members, making it one of the world's largest armed forces. In 3 major engagements, the Pakistani army attacked India. The majority of the military's weapons are made in China, Europe, or the United States. The majority of the stockpile consists of small arms, armored vehicles, artillery, helicopters, and air defense systems. Pakistan Army has 2,680 tanks, 9,638 armored vehicles, 429 self-propelled artillery, and 330 rocket projector. On a long-term basis, it is expected that Pakistani military expenditure will reach approximately $12,000 million in 2022. Number 9. Brazil. Brazil's military strength in 2021. Brazil is ranked 9th out of 140 nations, assessed for the annual Global Financial Position Review in 2021. Despite the fact that COVID-19 claimed the lives of 500,000 of Brazil's residents, the country's president joined a rally against lockdowns. A significant amount of money is being invested in military gear in Brazil, with the goal of not only being able to project force, but also sending a message that the country wishes to take on more responsibilities in international affairs. According to our econometric models, the Brazil military expenditure is expected to have a long-term trend of roughly $29,000 million in 2022. It has 439 tanks, 2,000 armored vehicles, 136 self-propelled artillery, and 60 rocket projectors. Number 8. The United Kingdom. The British Armed Forces are the second largest army in the European Union, after the French Army. The United Kingdom, like France, is a member of the NATO alliance. It is one of the most highly regarded and best-equipped forces in the world, and the British Army is proud of its heritage, having achieved success in war through the courage and unwavering dedication of its soldiers for centuries. A standing army provides depth because, in addition to conducting complicated warfighting, it is the same highly trained soldier who assists in the maintenance of the NHS, responds to floods, and trains partner forces in other parts of the globe. The United Kingdom has a budget of $61.5 billion and 138,500 men and women serving in the armed forces. The United Kingdom has 227 combat tanks at its disposal on the ground and 225 military planes and helicopters. 2 aircraft carriers and 30 warships are stationed in the ocean, along with 11 nuclear submarines. British Armed Forces also have 5,500 armored vehicles, 89 self-propelled artillery, and 35 rocket projectors. Number 7. France. France has a robust military with sophisticated capabilities, including superior fighter jets, well-trained commandos, and nuclear weapons, among other things. French militaries are currently among the most capable in Western Europe, thanks to the country's commitment to maintaining the broadest possible range of military capabilities and preserving its ability to deal with any kind of conflict, including high-intensity conventional warfare, without the assistance of allies. It has 406 tanks, 6,420 armored vehicles, 109 self-propelled artillery, 12 towered artillery, and 13 rocket projectors. France, with a military budget of $55 billion and a force of 208,700 men and women, is the most powerful military force in the European Union, and it is actively involved in the defense of the Union. France's naval fleet, which consists of 1 aircraft carrier, 27 warships, and 8 nuclear submarines, is the most powerful in the Mediterranean. 2 years ago, France dispatched warships to the Cyprus Exclusive Economic Zone, in order to defend a research vessel of French interest from the Turkish Navy, which was harassing it. Number 6. Korean Army. The South Korean Army was established when Korea was partitioned into 2 nations in 1948. The Republic of Korea Army, ROK Army, is the ground force of the South Korean military. With 464,000 soldiers, the ROK Army is the largest of the divisions. The army is rapidly modernizing, resulting in introducing a wide range of new weaponry and military technologies. Land forces are believed to possess 2,300 tanks, 2,700 armored vehicles, around 5,800 artillery pieces, and numerous rocket launching systems. The South Korean Army operates in both the rugged terrain unique to the Korean Peninsula, 60% mountainous, and in North Korea, with its 600,000-strong Korean People's Army ground force, two-thirds of which are permanently garrisoned in the front line near the DMZ. Over the next 2 decades, the current administration plans to establish a wholly domestic means of self-defense, allowing South Korea to adequately resist a North Korean invasion. There are 600,000 troops in South Korea's armed services, and the country has a military budget of $40.4 billion. 2,321 combat tanks are stationed on the ground, and 35 naval vessels are stationed at sea. Number 5. Japan. When compared to other countries' militaries, the Japanese military is fairly little. Despite this, the country is well prepared to face the challenges ahead. It has the 4th largest submarine fleet in the world, according to estimations. 4 aircraft carriers are also in Japan's fleet. However, they are only armed with helicopters and do not carry any other weapons. Along with China, Russia, and the United States, Japan has the world's 4th largest fleet of attack helicopters, trailing only China, Russia, and the United States. Japan's current budget is $49.7 billion, and the country's armed forces are comprised of 247,000 men and women. It possesses 580 tanks on the ground and 2 aircraft carriers, 47 warships, and 22 submarines at sea, in addition to its ground forces. It has 606 warplanes, 5,500 armored vehicles, 214 self-propelled artillery, 480 towered artillery, and 99 rocket projectors. Number 4. Indian Army. The Indian Army is directed by the Chief of Army Staff, who commands 1.5 million troops. Mountain, infantry, armored, and mechanized divisions make up the regimental structure. The Indian Army's weaponry includes T-72 and Arjun tanks, BMP infantry combat vehicles, anti-tank guided missiles, Apache helicopters, fast reconnaissance vehicles, sophisticated individual weapons, self-propelled artillery, and air defense missiles. Many people believe that India is a little military state, let alone one that ranks 4th in terms of military might. Nonetheless, a national defense budget of $64 billion is reasonable for a country with a population of over 1.4 billion people, comparable to China. They have 1.5 million men on the ground, 4,740 combat tanks, 1 aircraft carrier, 35 battleships, 14 nuclear submarines, and 841 planes. It has 4,730 tanks, 10,000 armored vehicles, 100 self-propelled artillery, 40 towered artillery, and 374 rocket projector. Number 3. China's People's Liberation Army Ground Force. It is the world's largest army, with an estimated 1.6 million soldiers. The PLAG was founded in August 1927, and is one of the People's Liberation Army's major military units. PLA. The PLA's actions are overseen by the Central Military Commission. Active ground units of the Army are dispersed across the country's 7 military zones. After the United States, China is the largest military spender. The country's official defense spending was $250 billion in 2018. China is developing kinetic energy weapons, high-powered lasers, high-powered microwave weapons, particle beam weapons, and electromagnetic pulse weapons as a result of increased military spending, according to the U.S. Defense Department. The Chinese government has announced a defense budget of 1.45 trillion Chinese yuan for 2022, representing a nominal rise of 7.1% year-on-year. According to figures released on March 5 at the annual National People's Congress opening session, China's expenditure has increased by a single-digit percentage for the 7th consecutive year. It is also the largest increase recorded since the beginning of the epidemic. The percentage increases in 2020 and 2021 were 6.6% and 6.8%, respectively. In 2021, the official defense budget was $209 billion. China possesses 5,651 tanks, 2 aircraft carriers, 133 naval vessels, 12 nuclear submarines, 1,093 military aircraft, and 290 nuclear weapons. Number 2. Russian Army. The Russian Army, often known as the Russian Ground Forces, is the main component of the Russian Armed Forces. The Russian Army was founded after the Soviet Union disintegrated in May 1992. The ground forces are under the command of the Ministry of Defense. The ground forces decreased command and control organizations and demobilized a large number of personnel from previous Soviet garrisons. Russia currently maintains a 1 million-strong army with a $58.2 billion military budget, which is comprised of both men and women. However, it only possesses one aircraft carrier, while having twice as many tanks as the United States, 13,830, and approximately the same amount of nuclear weapons, 6,500. In addition, it possesses 70 warships, 28 nuclear submarines, and 1,379 fighter aircraft. It has 13,000 tanks, 27,100 armored vehicles, 65 40 self-propelled artillery, 44 65 towered artillery, and 3,860 rocket projectors. Number 1. The U.S. Army. The United States Army is one of the Department of Defense's three military branches: Army, Navy, and Air Force. The majority of it is made up of active and reserve components. The U.S. Army employs over 1 million active duty, reserve, and National Guard members. The country spent $649 billion on defense in 2018. The following are examples of U.S. military assets. Approximately 274 Navy ships, submarines, and aircraft carriers, 5,400 manned and unmanned aircraft, including 1,303 fighter jets, are in service today. They also hold more than 2,800 tanks. It is estimated that there are approximately 1,650 nuclear warheads deployed on ballistic missiles or bombers, and that there are approximately 180 tactical nuclear weapons in locations throughout Europe and Turkey. The National Defense Budget request, which was developed during Trump's final year in administration, totaled $752.9 billion. Congress subsequently upped that figure by $25 billion, resulting in a total of $778 billion for fiscal 2022, according to the Congressional Budget Office. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.